What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, as always, I'm going to give you guys the news, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. So, Adrian Broner took to social media, and he posted this. There's a picture, says Premier Boxing Champs, and it's a little graphic work of Adrian Broner, Sean Porter 2, coming September 2015, with the caption, True Champions, Bounce Back, Good Fight, Sean, see you in September, hashtag about billions, hashtag Broner versus Porter 2. So, it sounds like things may be behind the scenes in motion to make a Broner versus Porter 2. And I want to give my thoughts on that. I think it's really for what? Like, what did Broner do in the first fight to warrant a rematch? Like, it really, that fight kind of reminds me of Chavez Jr. versus Sergio Martinez, in it where there was conflicting beforehand. There was conflicting opinions on who would win. I know back then some people were picking Chavez Jr., said he was too big for Sergio, and a lot of people picked Martinez. But either way, when the fight played out, Martinez did predominantly all of the work for 11 and a half rounds and was clearly ahead. Now, I do think Sergio Martinez had cleaner work than Sean Porter. Sean Porter, again, I think his style is just so rugged, it is not accurate. So at times it looks sloppy, it looks messy, but I take nothing away from him. He was clearly winning those rounds, and Broner didn't have the activity level. Needless to say, for 11 and a half rounds, we've seen one person in control who was dominating the pace of the fight and winning the rounds. And then all of a sudden, the 12th round, they create a knockdown. And then it's too little too late, and they can't close the show. Just like Chavez Jr. couldn't close the show, Broner couldn't close the show. He waited too long to react, and then by that time, Sean Porter smothered him a bit, and he couldn't create additional knockdowns or a knockout or whatever. So to me, I think it's unfair for Sean Porter. Like, Sean Porter was the B side going into the fight. He beat the A side. Most people don't have any complaints on him winning. They thought he actually did win. I do. And I picked Broner to beat him. I thought Broner would let his hands go and, like I said, put it all together. He failed. And again, it's just like, what are we watching a rematch for? What did Broner do to deserve a rematch? You know what I mean? So that's my thoughts. But I know how boxing works, and if they want to put together a fight or a rematch and there was money in the first one, then that's probably what they'll do. And it sounds like they're hinting at making this on the Mayweather undercard. So I'll watch it, see if Broner could do any better. But I think it's kind of unfair for Sean Porter. Like, he should be able to move on with his career, try to push for a Kell Brook rematch, try to get a guy like Maidana, Keith Thurman, Earl Spence possibly. I know a lot of people haven't really said they wanted to fight Earl Spence because they don't feel he's a big enough name, but he's still a threat in terms of skill-wise. So, I mean, it's just the politics in boxing are crazy. That Sean Porter, he was I don't know if he was the underdog or the favorite in this particular fight, but, I mean, either way, it was a 50-50 fight. He did what he had to do to get past it, and now they're trying to make a rematch. It just, like I said, what did Broner do to warrant a rematch? One knockdown out of 12 rounds. You know what I mean? That, to me, if Broner had made some of those rounds closer, then I could make an argument for it. Like, if he was actually doing something. But I thought Broner's overall performance was very lethargic, very lazy, never really got into a rhythm. He was holding a lot, clinching, trying not to let Sean Porter get his work off. But at the same time, like, the difference between like a Broner and a Mayweather is when Mayweather holds or clinches, he also fires off his offense. He also shows more of a sound defense. He knows what to do a bit more than Broner. Broner looks bewildered. It's like, I can only do defense and only focus on holding and clinching, or I can only focus on offense. It's like he can't really interchange the two. It's not fluid. Something about it, man, is just off. So I don't know. Either way, it sounds like this is the direction they're heading, trying to make a Broner versus Porter 2. Me, I personally don't see what Broner did to even warrant a rematch, and I think Sean Porter should be able to move forth with his career, personally. Julio Diaz, the first fight with Sean Porter was a draw, so I understood that rematch because the first fight was a draw. This wasn't a draw, anything close like that. It was Sean Porter, Sean Porter, Sean Porter, and he got knocked down. And then all of a sudden we're making a rematch based on one knockdown. I mean, if that's the case, then Demetrius Andrade needs to rematch Vanes Matarosin. Not really. I'm being funny, but that's the equivalent. Vanes Matarosin, he knocked him down, and then Demetrius got back to his game plan and went on to outbox and dominate Vanes Matarosin. So I'm very consistent. I don't want to see that rematch either, because for what? Unless Vanes Martirosyan puts himself back into a position where the two have to collide. But other than that, I'm not big on recycling and rematches if they don't need to happen. If it's a rematch that needs to happen, I didn't even think the Maidana Floyd Mayweather needed to happen. And that was actually a closer fight than Broner Porter. But I understood that one a bit more just because the outcry, people were saying it was a draw and stuff. Nobody's saying that about Broner and Porter. So I think it's kind of messed up that the B side has to continue to prove themselves when they've already proven themselves, and they should be able to. That fight should have catapulted Sean Porter into other big fights. You know what I mean? Instead of keeping him pigeonholed into having to fight Broner again. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts on it. Drop me a comment. Do you want to see a Broner versus Porter in September, probably on the Mayweather undercard? Make sure you like my video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.
Okay, Sean, it's the 12th round. You outworked me. Plus, that nigga with a flat top, Tony Weeks, he just took a point away from me. You think you getting away that easy? You just dropped your hand. You know you're gonna get this check left hook. You done fucked up. You know you done fucked up, right? You know, AB. Oh, man, you know, AB. A lot of bullets. I got a arsenal, bitch. Yeah, I heard the motherfucking jokes, cause I took another loss. I know y'all seen the movie Juice, and I'm always Bishop, and I am crazy. But you know what else? I don't give a fuck. Brrrr. Oh, man. You know, the whole night, I felt Tony Weeks was against me. He kept allowing Sean Porter to hold, always bracing. But, I just didn't feel like myself, man. I think Pacquiao mama, she was in the crowd doing voodoo.